Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Vice President Sara Duterte is facing an impeachment complaint endorsed by a House party list lawmaker yesterday. Bayan Party List Representative Percy Sendanya endorsed the impeachment complaint drafted by a coalition of various organizations. They filed an impeachment complaint despite President Bongbong Marcos discouraging lawmakers to pursue the ouster move. The coalition spokesperson, former Senator Laila De Lima, insisted they are not following anyone with their attempt to oust the vice president.
Hindi namin tinitingnan yung mga ganyan. Ayaw naming kumumpas o sumama sa kung anuman na mga moves nila, yung mga nasa gobyerno ngayon, including the president.
The House Secretary General said they will address the impeachment complaint as mandated by law. House Committee on Good Government Chair Representative Joel Chua expressed concern about the impeachment complaint.
Alam naman po natin by next year, by February, start na po ang national campaign. By March, start na rin po ang local campaign.
A legal expert, Attorney Buco de la Cruz, says the filing of the impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte is bad timing. He cited the prescribed period of Congress to act on the complaint. Here's an excerpt from his interview on The Big Story.
What do you make of all of this? Will it hold water? Is there enough in the complaint to hold water?
Well, we assess it based on two criteria, matter of form and matter of substance. No? As to form, it suffers from a bad timing. Mukhang mali po ang timing nung pag-file. You have to understand that there is a prescribed period for Congress to act on impeachment complaints. And if they fail to act on it or they are not able to vote on it or endorse it, it is deemed denied or shelved, in which case the one-year ban will apply. So for 1 year, you cannot file any impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte. So that's on as to form. No, also as to form, the more articles or grounds you raise, the lower the chances that you get one to pass, no, because it will take so much time to deal with all of these grounds. It's better to choose 1, 2, or 3 grounds, focus on those strong grounds, so as to focus the effort. No, you need votes. You need to convince at least 1/3 of the House to endorse the complaint.
Right, Attorney
And
Buco.
as to substance,
Go
hindi paramihan ng grounds Kailangan it has to amount to a breach of the Constitution. Kinakailangan high crime, not an ordinary crime, not a simple crime. It must rise to the level of high crimes. So hindi paramihan.
Oh, yun nga, Attorney Buco, kasi nung binabasa ko, of course, as a layperson, I'm not a lawyer nor a lawmaker, parang they just put everything that they didn't like so far from her performance. Even nung Davao City Mayor pa siya, even things na parang are more associated, kumbaga, with her father, the former president, like yung EJK, that she's involved in it. Now, ang tanong, we all know that by now, that impeachment is a very political exercise and it's not actually like a court case. But in the absence of actual court cases filed, how does this all jive? And paano ba dapat natin to, like, if we want to really exact accountability, is this really the best way?
Yeah, well, for an impeachable officer, the president, the vice president, and the Constitutional Commission officers, the only way to hold them accountable is by impeachment. But you need to study it carefully because, as I said earlier, if you file a weak one or a defective complaint, instead of holding her accountable, you're giving her immunity for 1 year. No, if you file the wrong complaint.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has picked his daughter's father-in-law, Massad Boulos, as his senior advisor on Arab and Middle Eastern affairs. In a Truth Social post, Trump described Boulos as instrumental in building new coalitions in the Arab American community. The Lebanese-American businessman was also essential to Trump's campaign in Arab American community in Michigan. His efforts to attract Arab American voters helped in securing Michigan's electoral votes for Trump. Boulos said Trump will bring peace to the Middle East, despite the president-elect not offering any concrete details about it. Meanwhile, outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter despite previously vowing not to use his presidential powers for his family members. Now, this move came weeks before the younger Biden was set to receive his punishment for his federal felony on gun and tax convictions. Biden and the White House previously insisted that pardon is out of the table. However, the president insisted now that his son's case was an example of raw politics that led to a miscarriage of justice. Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, the Philippine Coast Guard has deployed 2 vessels to Rosal Reef following reports of harassment by a Chinese helicopter. The PCG received video footage and photographs of the harassment from a fishing boat that had returned to Palawan. And in Business World, the Development Budget Coordination Committee trimmed the economic growth target for this year. It said the Philippine gross domestic product is now projected to grow by 6 to 6.5% this year, which is narrower than the previous 6 to 7% goal. International Criminal Court Assistant to Counsel Christina Conti believes the witness appeal in the drug war probe aims to solidify the case for trial. And here's an excerpt from her interview on Storycon.
What exactly does it mean?
Well, tingin namin part talaga to ng kung anumang investigation, yung maghahanap ka ng witnesses. Isang indication na medyo 2 years after the original opening of the investigation, lumabas yung witness call. Kaya ang pulso namin dito, nag-uubos na lang sila o naghahanap last call kumbaga sa mga gusto pang humarap. Inspired by the coming forward of maybe Ruina Garma and several others during the Quadcom sessions.
So you see it as a good sign? Is that what you're saying? It's not a sign of alarm na parang teka, naghahanap pa sila, hindi ganoon.
Hindi. Kasi alam naman namin talaga na ang stage ngayon ay investigation. This is a stage where they determine who is most responsible. Okay na, areglado na, there are crimes against humanity committed in the Philippines. Maayos na yon. Ito na lang ang tanong, paano, sino nga ba ang most responsible? At kung aalamin mo kung sino yung most responsible, aalamin mo lahat ng responsable. Palagay ko sa pagbasa ng ICC dito sa mga Quadcom investigations, mas malalim pa, mas malawak pa yung kumbaga net nitong or yung skema nitong war on drugs. Kaya siguro iniisip nila, sige nga, try natin one last time. Meron pa bang gustong humarap? And kung titingnan natin yung website, nag-try na kami mag-sign up tingnan nga natin. Ang hinahanap nila, number 1, number 2, number 3, hanggang number 4 ay dating pulis, dating member ng PIDEA or kasalukuyang membro, pwedeng DDB, barangay official, even government officials. Sa pangkalahatan, in general, hinahanap nila na magsumite. Ako, ang iniisip ko, ang target market nila, kumbaga, yung mga hindi pa nare-reach out ng ICC. Kasi biktima, medyo kausap na nila, many other actors, kausap na nila. Iniisip lang nila, baka may iba pang gustong humabol. At which is good news for us, I think this is solidifying the case for trial. Kasi kung question lang ay who is most responsible, 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago ba, umamin I am most responsible. And we've solved the question already. But as with any good lawyer, you should be ready for trial and prepare the case even for conviction.
So walang basihan yung mga kumakalat ngayon lang naman na opinion na kulang daw sa ebidensya ICC. Kaya nagka-crowdsourcing o kaya nag-witness call. Wala pong basihan yan.
Wala kasi may hawak na sila. Ang sa nakikita ko, baka lang may gusto pang magdagdag.
3 students from the University of Mindanao have created a sealant made from banana trees, and their product has already gained interest from other countries. Mobile Journal Amy Atienza has the story.
Tatlong estudyante mula Mindanao ang nakaimbento ng makatutulong daw para mapatibay ang mga istruktura. At gawa lamang ito mula sa puno ng saging. Hindi na bago ang paglindol sa Pilipinas, lalo't nasa Pacific Ring of Fire ang bansa. Pero pinsala pa rin ang iniiwan sa ilang istruktura tuwing may malakas na pagyanig. Isa na riyan ang tumamang 6.6 magnitude na lindol sa Mindanao noong 2019. Kaya dito nagmula ang konsepto ng IYAMA Build na thesis ng tatlong mag-aaral mula sa University of Mindanao. Ang IYAMA Build ay isang uri ng crack sealant na pwedeng ipantapal at pampatibay sa mga nagkabitak na pader. Ang napili nilang pangunahing sangkap, ang banana pseudostem fiber, isang agricultural waste na kadalasang ginagamit lang sa mga produkto tulad ng mga bag, carpets at face mask.
We tried actually several na mga agricultural waste, but we found out for sustainability, mas maganda ang banana pseudostem. When I say sustainability in terms of stream of supply. At the same time, yun yung among sa na-test na agricultural waste fibers, siya yung may pinakamagandang mechanical strength when it was mixed with concrete.
Dahil sa ganda ng kanilang imbensyon, pinadala na rin sila sa Dubai at kinilala bilang isa sa mga proyekto ng Prototypes for Humanity. Ang grupo ng engineering students na sila Adrian Reister Fernandez, Bemboy Sarceno at Josiah Job Ferrer lang din daw ang natatanging Pinoy na naimbitahan sa nasabing convention.
Yun nga, when we came there, that's when we knew na the IYAMA Build was actually the only project that got on the top 100 out of the 3,000, almost 3,000 or more than 3,000, I forgot na nag-apply for the project. So it's a big thing.
Hindi pa man umaabot sa large-scale production ng IYAMA Build, patuloy pa rin naman daw ang pag-develop nila sa produkto. Dahil naniniwala sila sa laki ng potensyal nito, hindi lamang para maagapan ang mga microcracks, kundi para na rin makatulong sa ating kalikasan.
Because, utilizing banana pseudostems and other organic wastes into something more useful and more sustainable is also helping the environment because it cuts down the carbon footprint and also ang CO2 emissions, ang greenhouse gas emissions natin.
Sa oras ng pangangailangan, anumang edad, talagang lumalabas ang husay ng tao para makatulong. Mobile journalist Amy Atienza po, hatid ang mukha ng balita.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.